Hey, what's up, guys? Matt here. Welcome to another episode of Matt Talks. Yes, I'm getting off work. I'm wearing my work shirt one more time. I'm in my car this time. Last episode, I was in my wife's car. So I've got a different apparatus that is housing my phone. So it might shake. It might fall. It already looks like it's leaning down. So we'll see how long it lasts. This is going to be maybe a quick episode. But yeah, I hope you all are doing well in this 2020. It is getting insane. A lot of things are happening, and I'm going to leave it there. But yes, so thank you guys so much for the support on the last episode. It was very thankfully well received. I'm glad you guys are excited. And I saw a comment. Thank you for your comment. But yes, so today we're talking about Star Wars. So you might know I listen to a lot of podcasts. And when I say a lot of podcasts, I mean like every time I'm in the car by myself, I'm listening to podcasts. So I love podcasts. Podcasts are great. I wish I could make a podcast. I'd love to talk. You know I'd love to talk. But listening to a podcast from Colin Moriarty, the podcast, the title of the show is called Knockback, and it's about like nostalgia and talking about things that are before that are nostalgic. But this episode, he was talking about Star Wars Episode 9, and it got me so excited to watch Star Wars again. Last year, I think it was last year, it might have been even before then, but it definitely was last year, because I wanted to watch all of the Star Wars movies before I watched Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, which is what it was called. So I did, and how I did that, which you may disagree, and that's fine, please, in the comments below, I want to know, how do you watch Star Wars? How do you personally watch Star Wars? Do you watch 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 as they were released, and then 7, 8, 9, of course? Or do you watch them... My brother was telling me that he, I think, skips 1 and 2, so I think he watches 4, 5, 3, and 6. I think something weird like that, and he can comment below or wherever to let me know how he watches them. But he definitely told me that I shouldn't watch 1 and 2. My personal preference, as I watched last week or last year, not last week, was numerical order. So I watched, I think I called it chronological order, because I researched a lot before I started watching, because I wanted to watch in numerical or chronological order. So I watched episode 1, 2, 3, Solo, then Rogue One, then episode 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 and 8, and then 9 came out and we watched 9. And it was awesome. At the time, after watching all of those Star Wars, I thought it was an incredible way to watch Star Wars, but I'll get into that in just a second. But I thought, after watching all of those episodes, episode 9 was my favorite Star Wars of all. And if you saw Star Wars episode 9, you are smashing your keyboard and wildly disagreeing with me, I'm sure. A lot of people had very strong opinions about Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, because it was pretty divisive. The Emperor is back somehow, and it was really crazy and an exciting time, and I think the hype got to me. But as of right now, if you ask me what my favorite Star Wars is, I will for certain say Episode 9. There is a list that I was making when I was watching the movies. Now, when I say I was watching the movies, I didn't watch them all in one sitting. They were broken up in basically 30-minute chunks of my lunch break. I watched, 11 movies. Well, technically 10 movies because 9 was in the theater. But 11 movies I watched in basically 30-minute chunks for weeks and weeks until episode 9. But I will stand by the fact that this is the proper way to watch Star Wars. And the reason being is this is how the story was meant to be released. Whoa, that's crazy. The only reason I say that is because I know episode 4, A New Hope, which my mom will say was the best, was the first Star Wars, and it wasn't episode 4 at the time when it was released. But the reason why I say this is the proper way is because episode 1, you get the introduction of Anakin, and you get the introduction of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, and I think Yoda's even in it. I think he's got to be, because he was Qui-Gon's master. Oh, by the way, I'm a big nerd. You might not know that. I'm a huge nerd. My wife's going to see this video and laugh at me, but that's okay, because I love her to death. She's really pretty, and I'm a nerd, so she doesn't care. But yes, so episode 1, you have to watch episode 1, even though you might think it's the worst, because of Jar Jar Binks, and there's only 7 minutes of Darth Maul in the entire season, or the entire series, up until Rogue One, which is an after-credit scene. But yes, so episode 1, great, very good story building. You learn about midichlorians. A lot of people don't care about midichlorians. I don't particularly know if I care about midichlorians because it's not very important. But then you have to watch episode 2, as it's Anakin, Padme, they're falling in love, and I don't particularly know the age difference. I think I looked it up when I was watching them. I think she might be 16 and he might be 11. Like when they first meet, or maybe she's 14 and he's 9, something around there, something around those ages. But then they fall in love. Episode 2 is weird. It has the Attack of the Clones scene when yes, that's number 2. When they're fighting in the arena, the Attack of the Clones. Great movie. And then you have to watch episode 3 after that, because it's just following the order. Episode 3, I think at the time when I was younger, it was my favorite because I loved it, and I had basically grown up with these characters, because episode 1 was released in 97. Episode 2 was 2002, I think. Episode 3 was 2005, I think. 2004 or 2005. And we actually went, my father and I think my brother and I went to see episode 3 in theaters at midnight when it was released. And my dad fell asleep next to me. We were on the very front row. But it was great. So it held a very close spot in my heart, Star Wars Episode 3. So it was really good. But you have to watch 1, 2, 3 because then you find out you've got Darth Vader. And there are some other differing opinions, because if you watch 4, 5, and 6, before you watch 1, 2, 3, you already know Darth Vader is Anakin's father. But if you watch 1, 2, 3, you know Anakin is Luke's father. And you're just basically waiting for Luke to find out. So there are many differing opinions. But episode 3 is great for me. As I said, holds a very near and dear spot in my heart. But then you watch Solo. First time I watched Solo, I hated it. I was really put off by it. I don't know if I ever reviewed it on the channel, but it was definitely not great. I didn't think it was great at the time. I was like, these people are weird. I don't know anybody. Chewie's weird because he's not really Chewie, but he is Chewie. But after rewatching it this second time last year, fantastic. I had a blast with Solo. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun to rewatch it. I enjoyed it so much more the second time. It's definitely worth the watch. Definitely underrated, I think, because a lot of people had my first opinion, or a similar opinion to me, that it was kind of a weak Star Wars movie. And then you watch Rogue One, which blew me away when I first saw it. Oh my goodness. At the time, I was really enjoying filmmaking and making movies and videos. One of the reasons why I made the YouTube channel, started making the YouTube channel, is because I wanted to make movies and things like that. So watching Rogue One almost as like an indie movie, it felt like an indie movie to me. It was incredible. It was really cool. I think it was shot in a cool aspect ratio. Great movie, cool storytelling. If you don't think about it in the beginning, you know for a fact nearly every single one of these main characters are going to be dead by the end of the movie, because the Death Star plans are almost... Oh my goodness. I want to rewatch that one right now. But okay, alright. So, Rogue One, incredible. Great ending. It's right before A New Hope. So you watch Solo, and you watch Rogue One. And Rogue One has a great Darth Vader scene at the very end, and he's awesome, and he's on a rampage, and it's fantastic. Rogue One, incredible movie. So, from here, the movies are really good. So 1, 2, and 3, alright. They're alright. They're not great. Episode 3, I really like. Episode 2, not as much. Episode 1, we don't talk about Episode 1. So, we're into A New Hope. New Hope, great. Really starts the series. It almost is unjudgeable, I would say. And the only reason I'd say that is because it is a piece of history. And you can't really say it's bad. You have to say it's good, because it's Star Wars, and it's the first episode, technically, of Star Wars that was ever released. Episode 4, A New Hope. Great movie. Really good story. It's definitely funny going from 2005 or whenever Episode 3 was released to Episode 4. So it's like the 70s when Episode 4 was released versus 2005. So it's great. And then obviously you got to watch Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Supposedly everyone's favorite Star Wars movie. I don't particularly have that opinion, just because I really like all the movies. Star Wars is great. Star Wars is a real good thing. It's a good thing. So Episode 5 and then Episode 6, really good movie. Again, just continuing the story. You really have to watch it this way. I really think you should watch it this way. 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6. Because 6 you get the... is it 4 that you get the Luke, or the I am your father? I definitely think it's 4, because I think he's like, Luke is like on that thing and then he falls, but then they catch him. What's great about 5 and 6 is that they're 1 year apart, chronologically. So like, you leave Episode 4 and you're right at Episode 6. Episode 5 and 6. Great. Episode 6 is great. Episode 7, freaking awesome. Oh my goodness, I was so excited for The Force Awakens. Having just watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6. Back into Episode 7. Episode 7 is a great Star Wars movie. Sucks that Han Solo died. I don't know why he had to die, but I mean, that's the story. An introduction of Kylo Ren and Rey. Just awesome. I wanted the story to go so many different ways, but Episode 7 was a real good one. Number 7. And then Episode 8, Rian Johnson's Star Wars. No, it was definitely a departure from everything else. I don't think I liked it in the theaters. Rewatching all of these movies honestly gave them a new light, and I definitely really enjoyed them the second time watching them, or the this watch through more than I did the first time ever watching them, because you have so much more knowledge watching this way. You have to watch Star Wars this way, so you follow the story. And like if you watch Solo before you watch Episode 4, you know who Han is. You know why he is the way he is. And it is just, it's perfect. That is like one of the best examples. If you think about watching the movies in this way, you meet all of these people before you meet them in the other movie. And if you didn't watch them this way, you wouldn't know who they are, and you wouldn't know who they are. So then, Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker. Again, very disputed as a terrible Star Wars movie, but my favorite at this time, because it was the culmination of everything that I'd watched, and I was such a fanboy, so much, and it was a great time for Star Wars, because Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the video game, came out, and it was an incredible game as well, that really kind of tied everything together. So it was a really fun time. Episode 9 is great. I recommend you watching it. It's on Disney Plus right now. All Star Wars movies are on Disney Plus. So 1, 2, 3, Solo. I think Solo and Rogue One are on Disney Plus. I don't know that. Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna check it when I get home, but let me know. So yes. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite way to watch Star Wars is. I'm really excited to hear the different opinions, because I know there are definitely a lot of opinions of Star Wars, and it's very important. Star Wars is very important. But this is basically a heads up, because I think I'm going to watch Star Wars again. I think I'm going to watch them all over again, and I might watch them again the way that I watched them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Or I might watch them 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And then when do you watch Solo and Rogue One? I really liked watching them the way that I watched them, with the 1, 2, 3, all the way up, numerical order. Just because you meet all these people, and it's really good. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch it in numerical order. In the next episode of Matt Talks, which, man, I'm running long. I'm almost home, so if that tells you anything, it's a long episode. But thanks for sticking around if you've watched this far. Last episode, everyone was really excited, so they watched the whole thing, I think. But now, nearly 20 minutes long, so we'll see if you've watched the whole episode. But yeah, so I'm going to watch Star Wars again, and I'm going to let you know what I think of it. And if by the next episode, I'll let you know what episode I'm on, because I'll go from there and see what is my favorite Star Wars. Because clearly there are some differing opinions out there. But yeah, that is Matt Talks for May 31st, 2020. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you're enjoying this portrait, driving with the bumpy camera, please let me know. If you hate it, let me know. If you want it to be edited, let me know. I'll have to figure out how to do that again, because I've not edited in a long time. I don't have much time at home with the baby. But yeah, so I am home now. So yeah, thanks so much for watching this episode of Matt Talks, guys. I hope you really enjoyed. I will see you in another episode. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you'd like to check out my Instagram, that is Bramer Matt, BRAMERMATT. And my Twitter, same thing, BRAMERMATT. Peace!